Good morning, everybody, and sort of happy Tuesday. Kind of a weird day today. We'll break down why exactly that was. Had some really good trades today on VSEE, which I'll break down with you, but we also had some issues on Nerve today. And so, leading gap of the morning, Nerve. And as you know, yesterday, let's sort of preface this. Yesterday was the day we had issues with everything. Brokers were down. Majority of major brokers were down because of AWS issues. And today, I thought all was fine, but then I went to trade Nerve, and well, got some lag. And so I came in this morning, and of course I was watching Nerve and BY at the game. BY and D is sort of out of my float range, and so I still found a good opportunity that I wanted to try and capitalize on it. We saw it break out at market open, so I'm like, all right, let me try and play this. And so overall, I'm break even on it. Whereas I took a small loss here out of the gate where I tried to take the breakout higher and took it for a pullback here off of VWAP, and of course, got to move back up here. I was able to overall be break even on this. And to just sort of choppy back and forth here. And I guess the issue is with these stocks, I never really been able to trade them too well. I guess just something I have to accept. Is these larger float names. I mean, this has a 393 million share float, and it's very similar to Open. Was the big meme stock there for a while, and the float there is shares or something along those lines, and it's just not in my sandbox. Like it's not where I play best, and so it's just one of those things where the opportunity's there, but it's not for me. And I guess it's just that one thing I've got to just accept. And, I make it happen here because nothing else looked too great. And so I try to do something here because share price is good. I love the price of the stock here. It's in that happy medium range for me. But, just able to make anything happen there. And so, on from that, and we go over to Nerve market open. And, a little lotto loss here. We'll explain all of this. And so I come out of market open today, and this thing's a little bit choppy. Whereas we have this big channel going up in the market open today. And so where I'm watching for this to reclaim trend out of market open, it tries to here, and that's why I'm taking these pullbacks through here to see if we can't get this squeeze up through the highs, which of course happens here, and we'll get into why I missed that. If I take pullbacks here, I get very small profit on the table there. And so as this thing starts to break out, you're going to be like, wow, that is so frustrating. So this thing starts to get breaking out. And as it breaks out of this level here, now for starters, this made the move here to 8 in literally 1 second. I mean, nuts. I literally looked at the 1 second time frame here. You'll see this made that move in less than a second. It was insane. And so it does that 1 second move. And so then it pulls back. Beautiful 1 minute pullback there. But as I'm looking for pullbacks, guess what happens? Lag. And so I'm looking on the 15-second time frame because on stocks like this that are insanely volatile, I want to use a 15-second time frame for confluence. And so it just sort of expands the depth of the setup here so I can actually see what's going on, more details. And so I'm trying to look at the 15-second time frame, and it's just not updating. I'm like, all right, it's still showing this thing is like $7. I'm seeing it $8 on the left of my other monitor here, and it's just I'm getting conflicting details. I'm like, which one is real? Is it $7? Is it $8? I don't even know what's going on. And so I'm just getting extremely frustrated at that point because obviously I'm not going to go take something. If I'm seeing conflicting data, we're seeing real-time data on one screen, delayed data on the other screen. It's like, so I get so irritated. I missed the move because I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And then I'm stuck scalping this little pullback off the high here. Oh my goodness. And it's still lagging. At this point, it's still lagging. I think something happened here. I took the pullback off this previous high, made something happen, made a little bit of money. But again, it's like, oh God, why is it lagging? And so again, I missed this big move here. I hate to blame lag. I feel like I'm playing Xbox back in the day. It's like you're Call of Duty and you're losing to somebody and you're like, oh, I'm blaming the lag. I'm lagging so bad. My time frames were not aligned any shape or form through all this move here to the upside. And so then we start to consolidate. It's a 1,000 share play here. I capture some profit. I come back here with lotto size. Took 100 shares. You can see I took 100 shares. And so not really mad about this because this has only lost like 70 on this play here. And so I'm still overall, flat on this today, apart from the profit that I had here. Game plan here was, all right, let me try and just get a little bit here. And if it does get breaking down, I'll get some ads over the highs, like, proper size with confirmed direction. So I'll have a little bit of something here just to make me feel like I'm in the move because I was a little bit tilted. I'm not going to lie to you. I was a little bit tilted because I liked it all through here for a 1 minute pullback. Again, either here, this looked beautiful here. This is where I really wanted it. Because at that point, you're taking a simple pullback off of the pre-market highs. I mean, fantastic. It really did look fantastic because, your market highs right here at 760. You take the pullback there at, $8, risking 40, 50 cents a share. Would have definitely had me where I needed to be today. But unfortunately, because of that lag, was not able to. So it's just really frustrating. So overall, barely above flat on this. Then you move on over to VSEE, and it's like, all right, we see something good setting up here. This thing was actually perfect. I was able to get some decent size, about 10,000 shares. I wish I had more size, but I was also still tilted, and so I didn't want to get, but and so in any case, we come into this, And first thing I noticed, we've got pre-market downtrend, which broke to the upside out of the, again, break back over VWAP here. So we break back over VWAP in a fairly big, meaningful way. You know, it drops from, you figure, the mid 60s all the way up into almost 75 cents. So a big move up into this high here. Again, back up into the 70-cent area. And so as price pulls back over VWAP, let me show you here on the 1-minute time frame, spotted a perfect opportunity here. Look at this. It pulls back beautifully over VWAP. Look at VWAP here, tight beneath price, right above this high range. I mean, get much easier than this. And so able to get some decent share size here, 10,000 shares. And I played here from 69 all the way to 78 cents. So a 10-cent move. This is beautiful. This is awesome. 10-cent move on 10,000 shares. All right, then I add back 2,000 shares here, try to look for the next leg higher. I didn't get that, gave a little bit back. So didn't get the move higher, gave it a little bit back. Still overall, nice profit on the first play. Then I come back and I see it reclaim because what we have happen here is, look at this. We've got this lower high, breaks to the upside over VWAP here and put in place these higher lows. And so price pulls back, again, after breaking out, to take it here for the move higher. And again, we get an awesome move there. It pulls back. I get a nice add off the pullback at 72 cents. And so I get this from 72 to 77, then again from 72 to 77. And then I cut this because we found a big seller off this previous high. You see this high from previous high of day. And so as we find rejection off this previous high, I went ahead and just cut it full for profit. And then as it gets breaking out higher, I try to play this breakout because we've got this look right here. And so I'm looking for this to hold. We take pullback entries looking for the breakup higher. And it ends up happening, but after it pulls back and grabs liquidity again. It's just so annoying how this traded here. So this was break even here. It pulls back, grabs liquidity, then rockets through the highs. And then, of course, I don't take it here or here just because of what, here. I don't want to give this back. So, I have a nice profit here and all through here. 3 profitable trades. And really happy with it overall. I mean, crushed the thing. It is why I'm green today, too. So, did that. And then we had RYOJ, which also was pretty nice. I wish it was not as thin. It was a little bit too crazy for me, unfortunately. And so as this thing got breaking out, took it the first one to pull back here. It got filled around. Was it like my entry here? Like 540, 535. I got to move here to about 550s. And we saw a big rejection off the high here. This literally happened in a split second where this thing knifed from 560 back into like, what was it, 530s? It was crazy. And so it just ended up cutting it there for a small profit. And it ended up going without me up here at highs towards 590. So left some money on the table there, but just a weird morning. I would have had a lot more conviction with a lot of these if it wasn't for Nerve. If it wasn't for the external issues across the board, whether you're talking about the lag on Nerve, BYND out of market open. And so I think the big issue, again, you got to consider yesterday how frustrating it was to come in and we see everything's down in terms of, major brokers down left and right. And of course, I couldn't even take a trade yesterday. And I had a bunch of big runners that I wanted to trade. And a lot that looked really, really good. GSIT and, it just looked really good. And so I missed it because of it. So I came in today frustrated, wanted to make something happen. I tried to make it happen on BYND, of course, out of my float range, so could not break even on it. And yeah, it was only really able to make it happen on VSEE, which was in my perfect price range, in my perfect float range. Like, it's no coincidence. So just need to stay more strict to both the share price and the float that I know that I need to stick to. It's just the biggest thing that I can take from today as we move on to the rest of the week as we try to get this to, nice green week. Last week was pretty good. End of the week last week, what, like a hour week or close to a 9-hour week or something. No, still obviously slow because Thursday and Friday, but not bad. This week so far is very small. It's a very small green week, but I'm looking forward to crossing my fingers, making something happen Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think we can do it. I'm determined to make it happen. We got to make it happen. Zone in, dial in, lock in. Make it happen. And that being said, if you did learn something from this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button for daily content just like this. Of course, make sure to go down to the description below, claim your 7-day free trial to watch me trade these stocks and so many others in real time every single day, and get alerts, education, watch list, chat room access, and so much more. And that being said, I'll see you guys there for an awesome green day tomorrow.